Hello and welcome back to the Simp Recap channel. Today we are going to recap a 2022 movie named Clean starring Adrien Brody. Keep alert, spoilers incoming. The movie opens up in Utica, New York with a truck driver nicknamed Clean who works as a garbage collector. Clean works in a decaying and crime-ridden urban residential neighborhood. During his work he collects usable items which he keeps aside knowing that they could be of use to him. After his night shift he checks out. Clean heads home with some of the items he collected. In a quest for redemption, he confesses that his hands are stained with blood and he feels permanently soiled by his past. He visits a scrapyard, prepares canned food for his dog, and then attends AA meetings. There, he meets Travis, a former military member who battled pill addiction, while Clean opens up about his addiction to violence. At his home, Clean lives by himself after losing his daughter and going through a divorce. He cooks a chicken meal and then works on fixing something he found while collecting garbage. In the morning, he visits his neighbors and gives a meal to a teenage girl named Diana. Although she points out that he helps her a lot but isn't her father, she gives him a handmade bracelet. Diana then catches her school bus, and Clean goes to a thrift shop to sell the item he fixed for some money. Shortly one woman enters to buy a gun and Clean's mind happened to be taken but later moved to another woman whom he buys paint from. Clean spends some of his time making himself useful in the community by painting off graffiti in his neighborhood. In the morning he notices some new tenants and offers food to Diana though he looks critically at the new tenants. While asleep he gets visions on his deceased daughter which awakens him and upon looking at her picture he gets emotional. The next day at Travis's barbershop, Travis advises Clean that sometimes it's best to either forgive and forget or figure out how to live with your past. We meet Michael, a well-known drug lord, who's come to collect his son Mikey from prison. However, instead of meeting his father, Mikey chooses to leave with his friends, which disappoints Michael. They drive off with Mikey, and despite his anger, Michael decides to let it go. At work, Clean learns that he has to cover more areas due to staff cuts in the garbage collection team. He starts collecting trash in different locations. While he's collecting garbage near a seafood restaurant owned by Michael, he spots some thugs involved in drug trafficking. Despite this, he ignores them and continues his work. When he gets home, Clean is tormented by memories of his past and the loss of his daughter, Oswell. The next day, he sees Diana walking to school because the school bus no longer runs in the area. He offers her a ride and while on their way she wonders why he always stays alone, not even with a girlfriend. Clean informs her that he is not so good in women and only focuses on his work. Back at Michael's house, Mikey gets dropped by his friends. Though he is late, Michael calls him to join him on the businesses, but Mikey sarcastically says that he wouldn't like to smell fishy. Michael finds out that they are short of 5 pouches of cocaine, realizing that the Chinese transporters are stealing from him. Clean repairs a bicycle that belonged to his daughter and drop it at Diana's house to help her move to school. Shortly, Diana's grandmother named Ethel moves out and informs him that he shouldn't be concerned because she is not her daughter. Clean replies to her that he is doing it to save himself as a lost soul. She tells him that the streets used to be happy with kids everywhere before the gangsters destroyed them, that they now hide the children inside houses. Ethel tells him that she saw him painting the streets. He insists that he's a good person, but Clean disagrees and says he's not. While at Travis's place, Clean opens up about his memories of buying a bicycle for his daughter and how happy it made him to see her ride it. Meanwhile, Michael spends time in church while his cocaine operations continue. They package the cocaine in small amounts and distribute it in the area, disguising it as fish supply for both the local area and the neighborhood. The Chinese transporters have made another delivery, and while offloading he calls Mikey to come closer. He hits the Chinese team leader with a hammer multiple times to act as a lesson to the rest. He later warns the remaining members to check their scales before telling Mikey to clean the squids. That night while collecting the garbage, Clean notices blood in the glasses of the Chinese Michael brutally murdered. He wonders but proceeds to empty the trash, though shortly Michael appears behind him. He apologizes for the stench and tries offering him cigarettes but Clean refuses. He tries to offer a tip, but Clean refuses and leaves calmly. The following day, his car breaks down in a rough neighborhood. While trying to diagnose the issue, a gang of thugs sprints past him, chasing someone into an alley. He hears the man's screams, prompting him to investigate. He discovers the thugs brutally beating the man and stands there, unsure of what to do. As they start approaching him, another thug suddenly appears from behind and strikes him down with a baseball bat. Clean regains consciousness in the hospital, where he receives medical care. While there, memories resurface of when his daughter caught him using drugs. The doctor prescribes medication for him, but Clean declines to take it. When he returns to work, he's placed on leave due to company liabilities. On his way home, he encounters Diana outside at night. She tells him her grandmother has taken the keys, and he invites her to his house. Diana realizes Clean isn't in good shape, and while she's there, she spots a wooden box. As she opens it, Clean shockingly stops her, which scares her to run away. At Michael's mansion, he tries to talk to Mikey, but Mikey is busy rehearsing rap music. This angers Michael to confront him, but Mikey threatens him with a knife. Unable to kill his father, Mikey decides to run away from home. As Clean drives by, he notices Diana hanging with a group of thugs and tell her to go home because it's late, but Diana coldly replies he's not her father to order her around. The thugs get confrontational and order Clean to leave, but Diana finally agrees with Clean's request to avoid an argument. Back at the AA meeting, one man talks about the demons that always hunt people, making them lose hope that they can't do anything. Upon moving outside, he approaches Clean and tells him that his face looks familiar, though Clean denies. He reveals that he recognizes him as a partner to a notorious gangster. Clean works to clean up an abandoned building with graffiti. Upon looking inside, he seems as if he noticed someone inside, which prompts him to move inside and check out. Suddenly, he comes across a toolbox with a wrench pipe inside. At night, while driving around, he notices Diana's bicycle outside the thug's house. Inside, they are smoking drugs and taking alcohol, and Diana happens to be with them. She stands to move out, but one of them starts to record her. They stop her from moving out in an attempt to rape her. Clean goes to the door and sees Diana inside, so he uses a wrench pipe to fiercely fight off the thugs, including the one trying to harm Diana. Mikey is one of the thugs Clean beats, but then Clean comforts Diana, unaware that someone is recording the scene on their phone. Clean takes Diana to her grandmother's place, while Michael stays with injured Mikey. The doctor says Mikey needs surgery to speak again, but Michael declines, wanting it to serve as a lesson for Mikey. Michael watches a video from the previous night that reveals Clean's identity. Corrupt cop Frank tells him that Clean is a garbage man living in a rough neighborhood. Thinking Clean might have fled, Michael instructs Frank to harm Diana and Ethel in a gruesome manner to hurt Clean before catching him. Meanwhile, Clean is leaving town with Diana and Ethel, but soon a police officer signals him to stop. When he complies, he realizes the officer is one of those bribed by Michael. He speeds off his car after realizing the officer works with Michael, and after a while he drifts off the main road, managing to evade the police. In an attempt to change their vehicle, they stop at a bowling alley and diner. Diana escorts Ethel to use the washrooms as Clean moves around the parking lot looking for a car to steal. While driving around, some of Michael's henchmen notice Clean's car, and upon confirmation they move out to head to the diner. As they enter, Diana and Ethel are also moving out, hence running back. While waiting for Diana and Ethel, Clean spots one of the henchmen and swiftly removes him from the scene before grabbing his axe. The other henchmen continue chasing Diana and Ethel, who seek refuge in the back rooms of a building. They find a hiding spot, although it's not very secure. Just as the henchmen are closing in on them, Clean suddenly appears and confronts them with their own axe. The fight becomes intense, but Clean eventually defeats them in a close-quarters battle. Putting them all down, Clean goes on to meet Diana and Ethel and call them to leave. We flash back one night when Clean was still a professional assassin. Upon returning home, he notices his drug syringe missing, only to realize that his daughter had used it. Unluckily, the daughter had passed on, which broke Clean down because it was his fault. Given the love he had for her, his life ever since never stayed the same. At a motel, Ethel blames Clean that they aren't able to return home, but Clean promises to make things right. Clean then drives to return to the neighborhood and meet Travis, who he informs about the attacks from Michael. He collects the money from his residence and moves to the thrift shop to buy some guns. His attendant friend offers him one of the best gun that could suit his need for it. Clean proceeds to collect more items and schematics, but Frank receives a call and learns that Clean was a feared professional assassin known as the Grim Reaper. Clean gives Michael a call, letting him know that he's aware of his address and is on his way. Clean then puts his resourcefulness to use, crafting a homemade silencer for a pump shotgun. He gets himself ready, his intimidating back tattoo serving as a reminder of his past. Clean dons his armored vest, gathers an assortment of weapons, loads them into his vehicle, and gets prepared. On the other side, Michael readies his crew and tightens security in anticipation of Clean's arrival. Clean is back at his garbage collecting work, and while sitting outside Michael's house, he sets a trap on his electric box. It is revealed that he already killed all the guards outside and proceeds to his garbage truck. As Michael and his partner celebrate with a drink, Clean comes with the garbage truck and crashes it into Michael's house. His trap explodes and power goes off, hence Michael's men shooting at the truck. Already out of the truck, Clean surprisingly opens a shootout on the goons. Frank confronts Clean, leading to a brawl, but Clean gains the upper hand by shooting Frank with a flare gun. Clean proceeds to chase after Michael and almost shoots him by surprise. Another shot is fired before Clean launches a sudden attack, resulting in a physical altercation. Michael initially gets the upper hand, striking Clean, but when Clean is down, he has a vision of his daughter. This vision motivates Clean to turn the fight in his favor, but just as he's about to finish Mikey arrives and shoots Clean first. Mikey continues firing his gun at his father, attempting to eliminate Clean, but he runs out of bullets. Later, in the aftermath of the battle, Diana's neighborhood is liberated from criminal activities, and more kids are playing on the street. Diana notices a garbage truck approaching and smiles, bringing the movie to the end. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.